Good evening and welcome to the Whiskey Lover Society with me, Gert Retief. Tonight, traveling again to France, and this is going to be the last one in this series with regards to French whiskey. And tonight we are looking at the Armorik Dervenn. Dervenn, I had to go look. It means oak in Britain. So, I hope it's not going to be an oaky one, but we will see. So, this is a single malt whiskey from France. It is produced by the Waringham Distillery in Brittany, in France. It is aged in Breton oak barrels, so a little bit different from the usual ex-bourbon cask, so looking forward to that. I hope it's not going to be too oaky. And of course, with a little bit of digging, I did find out that it can be a little bit over 4 years old, but it does not state this on the bottle. However, I can't find any information on that. It is a little bit of a limited edition, 2,000 bottles, and it is bottled at 46% ABV. So immediately go into the nose, and on the nose, it is fantastic. Now, I'm getting a little bit biased towards the international whiskies, especially the French ones. Belgium, they make a fantastic, the Belgian L, really nice. Also India, the Amrut series, for me, that was really nice. And I do like the flavor profiles that they produce. It reminds me a little bit of a Speyside whiskey, but it feels for me there's a little bit more of the fruity flavors coming out and less of the tannin notes coming out. And that is what I do appreciate. A nice, light, fruity flavors, floral flavors without the hit of the oak that wants to kick your teeth in. So on the nose, it is really nice. It's like fruity flavors coming out, apple notes coming out, a little bit of a toffee note coming out, big red apples. Oh, that is so nice and inviting and sweet and pleasant on the nose. A little bit of a ripe peach coming out. Sweet on the nose. A hint of a walnut, so a little bit of a nuttiness coming out, and it might be from the barrel or the oak, I'm not sure, but I do get a little bit a hint of a nutty note. Really pleasant for me. When you give it a little bit of time in the glass, it feels like the apple notes are disappearing a little bit, still in the background. But I do get now a little bit more of a toffee or caramel note coming out. So it is 46% ABV, but I don't get a 46% ABV. If I would have guessed, I would say 43 maybe maximum. It doesn't feel like something that is maybe 4 years old. It feels like it's a little bit on the older side, maybe going up to 10 years old. So it's quite a mellow nose on it. So on the taste, cheers. Yeah, you can just look at my face. I'm quite happy. This is so nice on the taste. A little bit of the fruity flavors coming out, the fresh apple notes coming out, but a little bit more of the toffee notes coming out, the caramel notes coming out, maybe even going into a little bit of a big red toffee apple. Also a little bit of a chocolate note coming out. Now my son did an online review. He's also got a YouTube channel, and he was getting homesick. We live in Belgium. We come from South Africa, and he was a little bit homesick, so we ordered online a big box of South African snacks that you can't get here in Belgium. And one of them is what we call a crunchy. It's a chocolate covered with a honeycomb. And this is what it tastes like. I'm not supposed to, but I had a piece of this chocolate the other day. And you get a sweet chocolate, and then you that little bit of a honeycomb with a little bit of a burnt edge to it. This is in a glass, so really, really nice. There's also a little bit of a creamy note. There's a little bit of a creamy mouthfeel to it. A little bit of a sultana sweetness also coming out. I'm not sure where that comes from because there's no sherry maturation. But I get a little bit of a sultana. Maybe it's because of the sweetness. I also get a little bit of a tangerine oil when you peel a tangerine and a little spray coming off. I do get that as well. Even in a nose, I get it now. So, of course, Breton oak, Breton oak, it's not so oaky. So on this one, not a lot of oak on it. Well, almost non-existing. Absolutely fantastic. Now it is bottled at 46% ABV. So I am just going to add maybe half a teaspoon, 3 or 4 drops, to see what is the effect going to be. For me, I will drink it without water. But of course, not a lot of people like a higher ABV of 46% and want to proof it down a little bit. And so a little couple of drops, let's see what it does for the nose. It does make a big difference on the nose. It does take water well. It makes it a little bit more fruity flavors coming out, a little bit more of a floral note coming out. And a little bit more sweetness actually also coming out. On the taste with a little bit of water. I would suggest if you don't like it at 46%, add some water. It's really nice. So it's a little bit more sweeter for me. A little bit more fruity flavors coming out. And a little bit more of the caramels also appearing. Nice and sweet. Dangerous. Trust me, this is going to be dangerous. This is something that you can sip all night. So definitely, this is something that I would recommend. There's something that I will definitely buy a bottle. Bear in mind, this is the old core range. They do have a new core range out. And I'm not sure if the whiskey itself is different, or they just use a new branding, new bottling. But sometimes they also tinker with the recipe. I hope not, because I do like this one. So my finishing notes, I can describe it as the following. It starts off nice and sweet. When you get the caramels coming out, you get a hint of that chocolate with the honeycomb coming out. Then at the end, I'm left with a little bit of a dried peach. Very, very pleasant. And still no oak. Just to make sure. It's nice. That chocolatey milk chocolate coming out. Really pleasant. So score-wise, I'm looking at least an 88. And I think if I go look back, all of the Armorik series ended up with a score with the high 80s, which is quite a big score. I'm not so generous as some people with my scores. If it does not form within my palate, I will definitely tell you. So that's me. Thank you very much for watching. What do you think of the Armorik? Have you tried it before? Please leave a comment. Tell me what is your preference, which Armorik that you like. Have you tried this one? And would you recommend it? So thank you very much. And remember to like and subscribe, or don't like, but subscribe. and tell me how I can improve my service to you. All criticism is very much welcome. So, see you next time. Cheers.